Alright, hello fellow survivors and welcome to Duoing the Ark. I am Nashram, and joining me in this duo is going to be my wife Pretty as soon as we find her, wherever she happened to spawn at. And I thought I'd make a quick episode about what this is going to be about and what the series is going to entail, so I figured a voiceover during our beginning spawn while we're getting settled in is probably the best way to do this. There she is. Found her. Thankfully that one was quick. Sometimes it's not. So I figure while we're punching trees and gathering fiber, I can have a quick little talk with you about what this is. So the premise of the series is going to be me and her defeating the arcs, specifically the story ones. So that includes the island, Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, Genesis Part 1 and Part 2. Depending on how much momentum we have and how much time allows, if we can go to the other ones and do some of the unique boss fights over there, we'll do those too. Right now, we're just focused on the story ones. We figured those would be a good start for us. Now, as far as our hardware goes, we're actually playing on our Xboxes. It's the easiest way for us to do it, and it's the reliable technology we have right now to do this quickly and not sit around waiting for more memory or anything like that. I didn't want to fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment, so we're going to start with our Xboxes. If later on our computers get upgraded, we could do it. We just play it on Windows and just keep the series going. Since we will be using a Nitrado server for this, we will also have the limitations of the Xbox, so we won't have any mods, no S Plus or anything like that. And our graphics are locked in, so it is what it is. They're not the greatest graphics in the world, but I've seen some people stream Ark on very, very crappy graphics, so I'm happy with what I've got. Now, when it comes to restrictions that we're going to place on ourselves, I don't think there's going to be any. This isn't like a 100-day challenge or like a no-flyer challenge, even though the no-flyer thing is interesting. I'm pretty sure that Pretty would kill me if I try to do that. The current plan is hopefully we can get through the arcs inside of a year. That would be pretty nice for us to do. But nothing's set in stone. If it takes me longer, or if it takes a lot less time, that's great. Depending on how much progress we're making. We will also be bringing dinos from other maps to other maps. We're going to do them in sequential order. But whatever army I breed here undoubtedly will end up on Scorched. Aberration will not. Aberration is unique in its allowance of outside dinos coming in. So we'll have to build an army for that once we're there. But on Extinction, I'm pretty certain everything goes. Along with the Genesis maps. I do not believe there's a restriction on those. I'll find out once it gets to that time. I don't want to go backwards. That's really what I'm hoping not to do. I'm hoping not have to go back to another map to grab something that I forgot or dinos that we lost in a sequential map, so we have to double back. The really big one that sticks out to me right now is Wyverns. Since I'm fairly confident that in the storyline, Wyverns can only be acquired on Scorched Earth. If we lose them in Extinction, I really don't want to have to go back to Scorched Earth, so that's going to take a little planning and prepping, grab some spares, things like that, to prevent that from happening. And that is my wife's beautiful sign. And this particular aloe saw us from like 13 miles away and decided that we look tasty. So that was unfortunate. You can see Lizzie running as I take the heat for everybody. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with this aloe. I mean, other than the impressive level. The fact that it saw me from like render distance and ran us down, that was True class. And here's a dimorph because the wings look pretty. That was Pretty's excuse for this. She wanted a shoulder pet, and the wings look pretty. That will happen from time to time. Every once in a while, we will have to get a dino merely because it looks pretty. Her name is not a coincidence. Here, we're just going to start doing taming up dinos just to help us get around. So, it always helps. Extra carry weight, more hit points than we do. A Parasaur is a particularly good low-level dino to get. So, when it comes to the server settings, we mainly have them all set to small tribes. So it's going to be ×3 XP, harvest, taming. It's just the two of us, so I don't want to take forever to farm up a bunch of metal for, saddles for, an alpha fight or anything like that. So we figured small tribe settings is a pretty good compromise. Our breeding rates, on the other hand, are going to be really, really high. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I mean, I want to breed armies in a week, not a month, with mutations and all that. I have done breeding in the past, and I don't want to take that long to do the breeding again, to be honest with you. So the breeding rates are going to be really, really high, just for the sake of speed, for not taking so long to do things. Oh yeah, we found this particular stego here. I'm stuck up against a rock. We thought, level 80 stego, let's do it. Great idea. Let's catch him. Things get complicated, as you'll see. As you can see, this trike is being a really good friend, helping out Stego out of where he was stuck at. We have to deal with him without a trap or anything around. So, and the darkness comes, so that's always great. So when it comes to the episodes, most of what I'm going to be recording is the things that you have to do to defeat the Ark. So it's going into caves, taming up high-level dinos, breeding an army. Blueprint farming is something that I can't imagine I'm going to show you guys too much of. I might actually do that as a stream, because blueprint farming is just very grindy and just takes time to try to find good blueprints for stuff. So that might be a good time for streaming. My goal at the moment is to put out an episode every 2 weeks, but I'm hoping to escalate that to once a week. I'm very, very new to editing videos. This video will be the first one I've ever edited and actually pressed the upload button on, so I'm pretty new to all this, and there's a lot to learn. So as I get better at it, as I get faster at recording and better at recording, and I get faster at editing, I'm hoping to escalate how many episodes I'm putting out. Unfortunately, Pretty won't always be with me. We both work full-time jobs. She's very busy with her own project that she's trying to get off the ground, so she's going to help when she can. The thing she really likes to do is farming and building, so she'll probably just hop on and grind materials out for us and be around to build structures, because she really enjoys building things. So you'll see her every once in a while, but a lot of the caving and all that'll mainly be left to me to take care of. ran across the wrong stego there. So when it comes to like the build up, we're not exactly going to take it slow. This isn't going to be like a very slow progress kind of thing. We've been on this map. We've spent a lot of hours on this map. We know it pretty well. There's a few areas that I know less. We want to build up quick. We want to build up a base quick, get the dinos we need, do the breeding. This isn't exactly like a, you know, a slow kind of thing, a slow escalation. I'm hoping to have some pretty high-level utility dinos really quickly. That way we can do our farming very fast. Some high-level Argents. And with times 3 XP, we should be leveling up really, really quick. I might put out videos about some of the stuff we're doing if there's enough requests for it. But I'll be honest, when it comes to like just the small things such as taming and things like that, there are so many great content creators out there that are already doing it. Foo, Syntac, Nublitz, Michelle, that have videos on how to do a lot of this stuff. I can't imagine that I have any more to contribute to the conversation. So as far as why we're doing this, when this game came out in beta, I tried it and I really, really hated it. It wasn't until years later that I saw it again and I was like, okay, well, you know, it's not beta anymore, so let's give it a shot. And we fell in love with it. So we really liked this game, despite the unique features that happen, especially when it comes to reloading long necks. And we've put a lot of hours into this game, but never actually beat any of the arcs. Like we got close, we would build armies. I think we got all the way up to the Alpha Gigantopithecus the last time we were on the island, but didn't do the dragon. So Arc 2's coming out, so that's fantastic. We're super excited for that. And we thought it'd actually be cool if we could actually go through the story and actually defeat the arcs like they were supposed to be, at least once. And I thought that Arc would be a great way for me to learn how to do videos, how to edit. Arc has a lot of grind to it, so there's a lot of times when, I mean, the camera doesn't need to be on. And then, but it also has those times when, like, you really wish the camera was on. So I'm trying to learn the balance between just not recording the grind while making sure the camera's on whenever there's the potential for catastrophe, because the arcs are notorious for catastrophes. Not every video will be a voiceover. This one is, just because I thought it'd be a good way to do this, and I mean, we're just doing the initial build-up. We all know this, of getting our stone tools and all that, so I figured it'd be a good time to just ramble for a little bit. Some of them will be voiceovers depending on what's going on. There are certain things that I'll cover very quickly and move on, so sometimes a voiceover will be better there. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much for listening to me ramble. I am going to be awkward. I'm sure I might sound awkward to you right now at the beginning, as I'm getting more comfortable with recording myself. Saying out loud to a mic what I'm usually thinking in my head kind of makes me feel like a supervillain monologuing, but I'm hoping I get more comfortable with it as time goes on. Hopefully you'll come back for the next episode, and if I've learned how to do anything, somewhere around here there's going to be a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, notification bell. If you want to hit those, that's awesome. Thank you. Now, these dinos that we've tamed up here, it might appear random, and I mean, it's opportunistic tames. A Parasaur is a very easy tame, especially with trank arrows. As you guys saw, a Bola, 2 people shooting it in the face, easy. The Stego being level 80, opportunistic because he was stuck. until he got let loose. He's also just a fantastic tank. He's a great berry gatherer. And these are the dinos that are going to get us to our base. The Parasaur will help warn us whenever we run across danger with its alternate echolocation. And the Stego will help us deal with whatever problems we happen along the way. At this time, I'm still traumatized by the raptors from when they could rip you off any mount. I mean, they ripped me off rock drakes. They're horrible. And I know that they got rid of it, except for the aberration raptors. But I spent a lot of time on aberration after they fixed that, so I'm still a little traumatized, and I suspect that every raptor is going to do it. So I am like utterly terrified of raptors ripping me off anything that I'm riding. But yeah, so this is actually a really good combo as far as getting to a base location, because where we're going to is where we're going to set up for the whole time we're here. So the Stego is really going to help out by being just a tanky beefcake on our behalf. So I got to stop before my ramble turns into a just full-blown rant. We got some dinos, we got some weapons, we know where we want to go, and hopefully we'll see you on the next arc. Take care.